That was abrupt. Hey, hey, everybody. Come on, y'all. Welcome to Bed-Sty Brownstone Stories. I changed the title a few times because, you just got to get it right. I don't know which way to look with this camera yet. I haven't figured that stuff out yet. Yeah, I gotta give these YouTubers credit, especially. I basically be in the beef sector and stuff, but just to watch them do this and get this right and and this and that, and by now they have it down to a T. I also understand now why everybody wants to be an avatar. Oh my God, I wouldn't have to put any lipstick on if I was an avatar. But I think the people got to know you without the avatar first. See, so here we go. Okay, here we are. I'm trying to be in the middle. I can spend the whole talk about that. But that's not what this talk is about. This talk on Bed-Stuy Brownstone Stories is about Maddie in the Morning Show that I love. So let me give you a little background. Everybody's going to be new because don't nobody know me. Though I do a morning walk every morning, except Sundays. You can take the girl out the coat, but you can't take the coat out the girl. So there you have it. I don't walk on Sundays. And I also have videos up on YouTube under Neighbors TV, where we teach the basics of chess through music, movement, and song. Then it's all under Vicky Camacho, but I have a video on, no, I have a channel dedicated to the book I wrote. I like to say yes. And it's a children's book. And I just wrote it because when I worked in the daycare center, little kids coming in looking at grown people saying, no, I'm not, and stuff like that. And honey, you parents ain't there, but it's rough for the kids. The fact that your kids make it home the way you send them to talk to grown folks is amazing. But Bed-Stuy Brownstone Stories is about my young life. I moved into 352A Hancock Street between Troop and Tompkins when I was 20. And at about 22, 23, I met this wonderful TS who was in transition to a woman. AIDS took this beautiful person before she was able to become a transgender woman. And I keep saying Martin, but I want to say T.S. Martin. I want to transition her for me, but I guess I'm working on it, And I had forgotten about Martin. I'm 64. I forgotten. That's 40 years ago. But when I saw T.S. Madison, my daughter said, oh, Mommy, this is a great show on YouTube. Oh, my goodness, you got to see it. They're so funny. It's these two ladies, and it's so much fun. And I was like, okay, yeah. And I got there, and I was like, yeah. I fell in love with it. Funny. They played, to me, I hope I don't get sued, Kaya and T.S. were the perfect matchup. Perfect. And I had a great time. It wasn't till the breakup that it became, oh, this one is gay and this one is not, and this one's gay and that. No. So the nicer of the two court justices, the Queen's Court justices, was Maddie. That other side was vicious. So I stuck with Maddie. And then I went on the YouTubers to find out, they were siding up. You had some Team Kaya, some Team Maddie. And I basically started following those who were Team Maddie. And then I got Blaine. And I followed Blaine for years. I still follow him now every now and again. Oh, getting a little dumb, but I followed it. So, but in TS, I don't know, I just like fell in love. And I didn't know where this was coming from. In my 30s, I had another transgender woman but we just met in transportation. We used to take the bus together, and we used to sit together because you know what I'm saying, didn't want no crap. So I would sit with her, and we would kiki ha ha, have a great time. And when I moved to Mount Vernon, I didn't see her anymore, and I hope she's well. Anyway, but I saw T.S. Madison, and it triggered something in me, and I couldn't understand what it was. I saw hope, and I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She is so beautiful, just like T.S. is beautiful. But I couldn't understand where that came from. That connection, that deep love. I mean, I see T.S. like madly in love. I mean, hope, madly in love. And when she did the Queen Supreme Court and those beautiful trans women inside and out, fell madly in love with. Now, I was listening to this, just a segue. I was listening to true crime. I'm a true crime fanatic. And they were talking about this young middle school girl called Letitia Williams out in California, and how this skinhead, white supremacist, basically shot her in the head and killed her in school. And back in the days before I knew that my connection to transgender and my endearment and my love of transgender women came from Martin over 40 years ago. I forgot about it. Now, until I started talking to you guys, when I would hear something like that about Letitia women, I would cry. I mean, even now I'm fighting back tears. When Hope would come on about the trans girls being beaten and stuff like that, I was inconsolable. I mean, cry. And I couldn't understand I couldn't understand what I was doing. I hadn't had a trans friend in over 20 years. So I couldn't understand where this deep reaction was coming from. I couldn't look at videos of trans girls fighting. One, because the last one I looked at, I was blubbering. And then, I don't know what did it. Martin, I just remember Martin. That's why I'm on here with you, because it's like, Vicky, you had a best friend who was a transgender woman. He didn't live long enough to complete all the stuff, to get the breasts and all that kind of stuff. But she was beautiful. She was coiffured and dressed nicely to me. We went out shopping. We hung out. We did nails. We did hair. Okay. And like Maddie always says, she oh, step your pussy up, step your pussy up. Again, Maddie's the only one I've ever heard say that. Step your pussy up. But I had a child, and Martin, you know what kind of work he can get. I'm talking about like 80, 81. They wasn't hiring trans girls and giving them a chance. So Martin did what Martin had to do. So now I understand where my connection came. Martin was my, like, take the words from Forrest Gump, my good best friend. I mean, my good best friend. So, this is what came about. At this age now, I said, listen, you still got some life and limb about you. You need to take on a mate. But what kind of mate do I want? I don't want an old man. I would like an old transgender woman. That's where it came from. I do. I do. I looked at that show on TLC. That's another thing. Look at the show on TLC. Fell in love. I could understand why the wives was getting rid of them. I was like, they're the happiest they have ever been in their life. I got off Letitia Williams. One thing about Letitia, she was happy. One thing about more transgender girls, I have not met one. Even Miss Cappy at Charm Water Makeup was happy. I told you those girls used to be bouncing all over the place. Okay? She was a woman inside and out, and it makes them very, very, very happy. Caitlyn Jenner is a happy son of a gun. Or a daughter of a gun. He's happy. So that's what I wanted. I realized, I was like, oh man, that's what I want. I want a transgender man, like in transition. I mean, he could be married, have kids, and one day just announce, you know what, I want to do this woman thing. See, I'm the girl for that. Because you don't want to be by yourself. You don't want to go to the salon by yourself. You don't want to go to the mall by yourself. I know how to look at them and give them a big F you. Okay? When they look at you any kind of sideways, listen, I done windmill before. I remember when I used to sit on that Terrytown bus. I can't remember her name. What is her name? Beverly? But yeah, when you sit with this trans girl and you hang with trans girl, you as a woman, you always got to look around and let them folks know, don't let me have to start windmilling up in here. And I think that's why I was so good taking the mentally challenged and stuff out into the community. But that's a whole nother thing. So let's get back to my heading, because YouTube said you got to stick with the heading. So I'm telling you the basics. That's where my Bed-Stuy Brownstone stories come in. They include my relationship with a transgender woman and the whole gay community. Yes, even my first interaction with a lesbian. So that's why, because it was my introduction into the community and helped me understand why I was reacting that certain way to certain things. Okay. So, having said that, to me, and I guess you guys know some trans people who are miserable. I didn't know any. Like I said, that was the thing about Martin. He was never down bad. So I met depressed gay people. Trust me, gay men. Yeah, but not transgender women. They are so happy to be what they are, to have the inside come to the outside, that they are miserable. They only get, if they got to fight and somebody talking crap to them. Well, other than that, so that's where the Bed-Stuy Brownstone story comes from. I was living in Bed-Stuy, and that was my intro. Working while living in Bed-Stuy, a lot of LGBT, the community. And though I am not, never have been gay, I don't have that desire for a woman. My bestest friend in the world, I would go toe to toe for you for a woman, but not like that. She's a mother. I totally respect her. She's a decision maker. I totally respect women. Totally, totally, totally. I read somewhere that if there was a like a disaster, you'll see women running towards other women because our mindset is the same. If you know, like, say something happened in the neighborhood and you see your neighbors out there, some kind of, they have kids, so you're gonna go over there. What do you think you should do with the kids? Can we take all the kids and put in one house or something? You have the food with the blankets up there. You see, and I love that. That's the beauty of it. I listen. Oh, oh, hi. Oh, I think that's my admin. So, um, that's why I adore women. Smart, clever, good advice. And to me, a transgender woman, tiramisu. 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 And all that entails. So, of course, when I see transgender women, I have that same thing. But let me get back to what I'm saying. This all started because I said, if I were to date, I don't want an old grumpy man. No, I do want an older transgender woman as a companion. Not one who has been a transgender, who transitioned early in life. Like, I adore Maddie. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. But no, when I saw TLC's in transition, I just wish they had found an African American trans man, but they didn't. But from what I saw, and then I've seen other movie clips on YouTube and different documentaries and stuff like that about older men transitioning uh, from male to female. I have loved them all. I have cried at their struggle, everything. I was like, I can be there. I don't care. I don't care. I'll go to the beautician with you. I'll go to the mall with you. I'll do all those things. I'm here for you. And that's what it is. I don't know if we're a house with TVs and stuff like that. So I don't know if we just let me see. I think let's see. Let me see. I'll be ready. Okay. Here we go. All right, here we go. So that's where the Brownstone story comes from, and that's where Maddie comes in at. And I love watching her. She is so pretty. She was so pretty this week. Love the wig and everything, but I am not a fashion consultant. I can't really I I don't have that taste. That's why I would love a transgender woman as my companion and my mate, because She knows all that stuff. Martin wanted to know all the. Martin brought magazines over. And you flip your hair like this, and you do your hair like this, and you do the makeup. And he would sit down, and I didn't know nothing. And he would throw out all these designer dresses and designer this and designer that. And I didn't know who he was talking about, but he knew everything. And when he got himself a little piece of change, and he would be able to buy, because they will do that. They get a little piece of change, honey. Well, women do it and buy that one dress that you may have to wear for a long time, but it is of such good quality that you can. When the winter's cold as this, he used to have this little fox fur vest type thing. Oh my God. But Martin knew designer stuff. So, and I'm looking at these, men, older men in transition, and like they want to know about all the stuff. They want to know the nails and all that. And I'm like, I'm here for you, not to help you. We can go and get the salespeople and they can help us with the stuff. But even better, if I had a transgender woman as a mate who was already ahead of that. And it was like, oh, Vicky, let's go shopping. So that's the whole thing. Bed-Stuy, Brownstone stories, and I love T.S. Madison. So I look at Maddie. I look at Maddie in the morning and the afternoon. Excuse me. I went to the store up there. I was coughing like this. I cleared the aisle. Cleared the aisle, child. So I just have a mask on. I'm in quarantine. So I looked at Maddie and I took a few notes. I love it. I came. She did her own show. She's the only one that I look at. I don't look at anybody else's show or anything like that. That's why during the pandemic, when we got sick of everything, and I was like, let's get rid of the cable. Let's get rid of the cable stuff. We just gonna have the internet, because I follow Maddie, and all Maddie is on YouTube. Going good. More all through the quarantine, the morning show, people coming in singing, people coming out. Oh, Flamin' Rose, who is a beautiful drag queen. Ooh, spill it, boy. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, bring up the most beautiful drag queens. And then the most beautiful transgender women. And it was going good. And then we said, we want you to do a show. And I just remember looking at the TV and I'm saying, what? What? I just got my cable turned on. Because you was always on YouTube. Proud as hell. Didn't see it coming. So I can't miss Maddie in the morning, because if I miss Maddie in the morning, I don't have Maddie. I want more Maddie. I want one day to get cable TV back, but I got to tell y'all something. It was rough. During the Colts' reign of terror, and they're coming back, and I love Maddie like crazy. Hey, high tech. I guess they do my moderating. Trust me, ain't nobody storming this room. So I have Maddie in the morning. So I said, you know what, on Thursday, why don't you talk about Maddie in the morning? And on Sundays, then you talk about, like I would talk about Letitia Williams again and um, the relationship I have. So, but I just want to get to Maddie because I'm already at a half hour. But yeah, I timed it right. Half hour Brownstone stories, Bed-Stuy Brownstone stories. Now I don't know when I say Bed-Stuy, I just so everybody knows Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Um, 352A Hancock Street between Troop and Tompkins. That's where it all went down. All right, so let's see. Yes, okay, so I was looking at Maddie, and you see, I nailed it all down to this cult mentality. I didn't know I was in a cult. That's going to have to be for another show. I'm going to have to do something because I didn't know. I didn't know I was groomed in a cult. I didn't know how deep I was, and it came from my grandmother. So I was never okay. The cults were so deep when I was born that my father on my birth certificate because he wasn't married to my mother. Though he knew that I was his child, they wouldn't let him put the name down. That was cult. The cult, CULT, says you have to be married. They were that far in government. You have to be married in order to have the father's name put on the birth certificate. And you're not married, so your child's a bastard and will always be a bastard, and everybody will know they're a bastard. So that's how the cults did it, because it's to divide and to separate. They wouldn't give me his name. He knew he was my father. But the cult said, you're going to do it our way. And in a cult, you have to go before the cult leader, priest, whatever. And you have to say that you die before you leave this man, or he could kill you and then the marriage will be over, or you could die and the marriage will be over. And then you're allowed to put your name on your child's um, birth certificate. Now, because you're not married and you weren't married, you cannot put your child's name on the birth certificate. So then, according to the cult, you will be a bastard. So that's what I was called for a lot of years of my life. I was called Elijah's bastard. Elijah's bastard. You know, Elijah had a bastard. And that's the way it was. Very hurtful, very painful. I'm saying that to say that, Maddie, that's how it is also for transgender people or the whole community. It's this cult that says we have these rules and you're going to go by these rules. And if you don't go by these rules, you are going to be labeled non grata. So when I listen to Maddie and I look at the show, I always say to myself, it's not just you. It's a cult society we live in. And the cult says, but anyway, so Maddie she was talking on a show about this sales rep dealing with this old Caucasian woman who kept touching on the ham and just running the girl around and stuff like that. And that's because of the cult. The cult says that she is privileged and everybody is beneath her. And the cult CULTS. That's what they go by. So it doesn't matter as long as they are involved in that. They go and they do that whole prayer thing. As long as they do that, I'm still a bastard. Though, so that's why I want to say thank goodness for that girl that came forward and said, "My baby daddy, my baby daddy." It was at that point that I stopped being a bastard and I became Elijah's baby. And he became my mother's baby, which is me, daddy. He was baby daddy. And whatever young girl started that, whatever sister started that, I love you dearly. And though everybody said, "Oh, we're gonna stop saying that," because the cult said, "Don't say baby daddy. Go back to saying bastards," because bastards puts you down lower. It steps on you. Baby daddy doesn't make you feel bad or make you feel like you wish you wasn't born, like the cults like to do. They like to tell you right away, "You're here." So when I look at the girls and y'all want to be accepted and you run around with these pastors and stuff like that, I got to tell you, it is a waste of time. Because I gave up on it. I was like, okay, I'm a bastard. All right. And then I'm at 40 and I hear the term baby daddy and I love it. The word bastard is gone. The baby got a daddy. So Maddie was in the store and the old woman was touching on the ham. So Maddie was pissed. That woman would not be on there. And why do they do that? And she was talking about discrimination. And like I said, it's the cult. You want to be in that cult. I don't understand that, Maddie. That's the cult you subscribe to. You pray to that cult all the time. And I'm not understanding that. Well, yes, I am. Because we're followers. And if you're going to be a follower, then you have to put up with the stuff that comes with it. That's why I accepted being a bastard for so long, because according to the cult that I was raised in as a teenager with my grandmother, it said I was a bastard. And as long as I wanted to fit into that cult, then I would have to accept that I was a bastard and not a baby daddy. But when you get out the cult, you don't even care. And I wish a lot of the community would step out of the cult. Step out of it. Then you'll see how great your life is and not be judged by them. Okay, here we go. My next one was, she talked about, oh yeah, a bag she brought that was handmade. Yeah, oh, that bag was so pretty. And that scarf, but I don't know anything. Oh, okay, it's the mods. I'm still here. How's it going? So far, so good. Thanks. So, I don't know anything about fashion. She said one of her suitors got her a very expensive scarf, which was, good. And she sat there and what do you think? And I have no fashion sense. So I didn't say that. I guess it was beautiful. Now, oh, excuse me. We can catch colds because I'm in quarantine. So we can catch colds. Anyway, Bolt is back. I started laughing as soon as I saw that. I said, wait a minute. You want Bolt? It's on me. What is it? You want me? It's on me. I was like, wait a minute. I thought Bolt had disappeared. Bolt is bad. Yes, we do buy when Maddie buys stuff. Yeah, we did Goldies. Uh, okay, we put hundreds of dollars into Goldie, and we put hundreds of dollars into Bolt. Everybody we know got a little thing of Bolt for birthday, holiday, special event. So, and then I noticed when Bolt wasn't there anymore. But then I noticed this week, oh, Bolty was back. Okay. Now, I saw Funky Geneva did a little tiny thing. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was asked about my walk. I do a walk in the morning for a half hour, and I always open up with get your chair, get your way. Some people my age can't exercise standing up. So as we start the 30-minute workout, we're timing it. I always say, like, if you're gonna sit down and work out in your chair, get your chair so you can do your weight workouts, you can do your leg lifts, you can do your twists, everything from the chair. So that's why I say get your chair. I always say line up on your walls, wall to wall, so you can walk back and forth for a half hour. And get your mats, because if you do yoga 30 minutes, we're all going to be in movement. That's what I found is so good about the gym. You're in movement, for everybody's in movement around you. So let's all get in movement. That's what I'm trying. Virtual. Okay, I'm going back to the reason why I'm here. I have to stick to what I put in the advertisement thing to get people here. So I'm talking about Maddie in the morning. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Cinco. You're welcome. Yeah, Funky Geneva did a little clip. I didn't understand what it was. It was something about a crab thing, and somebody saying something, and he was treated badly or what have you, and I'm like, what? And it was just a little thing, and it's something about he'll tell me about it later, but I don't follow Funky Geneva like that. And then Maddie mentioned it. Not Wednesday morning. She mentioned it because well, yesterday I saw it yesterday. She didn't mention it yesterday. She mentioned it on Monday. But she said she wasn't going to talk too much about it until she called Funky Geneva, and she never mentioned it again. Okay. Yeah, she said we're going to have something to do Tuesday at 8 p.m. And I said, what? Yes. Maddie is getting ready to do something. It's a show or something. I don't know what it is, but she said, oh my God. Oh, I'm going to have to get cable back. I tell you, I don't want them CNNs. I don't want them MSNBCs. I don't want them folks in my house. I don't want them. I don't want those cult connected news channels in my house. But I want to see Maddie, so we gotta see what she has a surprise for. But if it's something like I'll get Wii for as long as she's on Wii. I can get the Wii app. I've been going back and forth with that. As long as she's on Wii, I'm going to do the Wii app. I'm not going to do jazz just because I did jazz for years. And to me, I don't understand how jazz's parents can be so liberal about one thing and not I'll sum it up. It's like someone who marries an African American man, but don't like the family, don't like the culture, and don't like the people, just likes the African American man that she's dating. That's how I see jazz. Her parents like jazz and jazz transitioning, but it doesn't mean they like all transgender people that are transitioned. It doesn't, and I don't think they like anybody else other than jazz and the few friends that she went through. That's just my feeling. So I stopped looking at it. So I tried to, I looked at the clips with MADDIE on it. They're up on YouTube. Someone put clips, and I didn't feel. I just looking at, and it wasn't even the one with MADDIE. It was one with Hope, and Hope is beautiful. And the mother said, "Oh, so nice having a beautiful." I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. The fake was all there. So that part I want to get you. So okay, here we go. Okay, so MADDIE said we're gonna have something to do on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock, but she didn't say what it was. Okay. Okay, yeah. People have trans friends too, Maddie. I have friends. Ain't a lot of y'all. First, let's put it out there. Everybody's like, "Whoa, there's like they have a gazillion trans people out there." It's not, and that's why I found myself just so blessed, awe, awesome, awe, and wonder that in my life I have had 2 trans friends. Whoop 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 whoop. I love it. Happy. We always had good time. We always had good times. So okay, so that's that. So okay, here we go. J.K. Rowling, Maddie. Let me tell you something. Don't worry about J.K. Rowling. Do you know why I am so happy? His thing. I never judged the community. And like I said, I had 2 my best. In my life, I had the chance to have 2 transgender women as friends, cutting up and hooping up and everything with. And when I got to be 60, something happened to me, and how I looked on the outside and how I felt on the inside was 2 different things. And at that point, I was so happy that I never judge someone's feeling, and especially transgender women. I don't know any transgender men. I mean, yeah, but I know transgender women, and I never judged them, love them, support them like Martin. I am so glad I stood up for Martin. I am so glad that yeah. That's my friend. I don't care what you like. I don't care. So what? So what? So what? So what? So what? I'm so glad I did that, because when I turned 60, and I had been watching you, and I think I said that, I was like, holy cow. TS is right. All the transgender girls are right. You feel one way on the inside, and you look totally different on the outside. I just saw a commercial on YouTube. This 104-year-old woman was ice skating. She said inside she has the energy of a 20-year-old. She's still skating, and she's 104. So I'm saying that to say, don't worry about J.K. Rowling. Y'all leave J.K. Rowling alone, honey. She ain't hit the age yet. She ain't hit the age when the split come. And when it do come, not all the cults in the world, honey. Not all the money in the king's castle. Okay? She is going to do a split. She is going to look like the old haggard person that she's been persecuting the trans community. And then on the inside, she gonna feel like one of them young wizards that she wrote the book about. And guess what? They're 2 different things. It's not how she looks on the inside. I mean, it's not how she looks on the outside. On the outside, she's an old broad. And on the inside, she'll be something different. And they'll go off in her head, and she'll say, oh my goodness, That's what the trans community has been talking about. But I already accepted it as fact. So when it hit me, I was like, ooh, ooh. Yeah, I was all right with it. To feel one way on the inside and look another way on the outside, and I'm okay. Ain't no shock to me because I ain't go around beating up and putting nobody down. All right, so that was J.K. Rowling. So I like to say, Maddie, leave her alone. Okay, you don't want to. Okay. Oh, Maddie said it was an article about someone suing the school system because it was a transgender male, I believe, and she wanted to use the men's bathroom, and they wanted her to use the ladies' bathroom. I hope that's right. But what I got from Maddie was, she said, "Trust me, ladies, you don't want me in the bathroom with your men's." Then she said, and somebody, she said they get along. Oh, Allegra, her agent. Thank God for Allegra. Thank God. She said the reason why Allegra get along so well because they both want it. Well, she didn't say it like that, but I hollered. She said, "Trust me, have me in the bathroom with the ladies." Okay, I thought that was very funny. She so funny. Okay, now what else I had? Okay, yeah, something large is coming. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. She said, "You don't want me in the bathroom with your men," and then she said, "She is Mount Rushmore of dick sucking," and on the she had pictures of like she made a Mount Rushmore, but imposed the heads of Nancy Reagan, Beyonce, and I think Stormy Daniels. I hollered. I was on the floor. It was so funny. So funny. I was hollering. And then she said, "Something large is coming." So then we went to Wednesday. I didn't get too much of. Okay. She was talking about this, a show I don't look at. I don't look at. I listen to true crime and YouTube. Yeah, the beef sector. Yeah, I don't beef. So people who beef, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't argue. I don't fight. I don't do nothing. I love peace and hair grease. But the ones that do fight on YouTube, I follow them. So, they was. I don't look at that relationship stuff that Maddie was talking about. So I didn't. I didn't understand it. And of course, she brought the ham incident back again because then she ordered her ham and went and picked it up, and the lady better not be there touching on her ham and stuff like that. And then and she said she started teasing Allegra. Talking about Allegra that made $27,000 off her this year. And if Allegra has made $27,000 off her, see, she ain't know I was listening. I said to myself, if Allegra made $27,000 off of her, TS pulling down some mad money, honey. Oh, holy shit. See? And she said, "Oh, Allegra said something and she on the phone. I was like, no, TS. We got you. Because if she got $27,000 off you this year, you You close to 500,000. Okay. All right. 10% off. I don't know. My math may not be good. But yeah, 250,000. Beat those cash things that was given in. So I caught that. And then the thing that then she got on Juanita Biden. Okay, Juanita Biden's a cult leader. She promotes the cult lifestyle. She's on the top and everybody's underneath you. And that's the cult mentality. I often wondered, I had to go to Sunday school, church, after church, night church, weekday church, quiet church, Saturday morning church if they had it, visiting church. And I thought when I got older and still going to church that I would know something. But I found out that you don't. The only people who know are the church leaders and their family. Everybody else is just a follower. I'm never going to know the Bible because if I know everything about the Bible, I'm not a follower anymore. So everywhere, when I down south, nope, you're not going to know enough. You're too young. You don't know enough. In my 30s, I dipped back in again and I said, oh, I studied the Bible. And then they said, nope, you'll never know it. You'll never know it. You got to come to all the services and you got to do this and you got to do this because you'll never know it. And I was like, dang, I just give like 5 years. I got to know something. No, you'll never know. Never know. And then I was like, dang. And then everybody had to go to get a degree. And I was like, you mean I got to get a degree in order to, excuse me. You mean I got to get a degree in order to know something in this cult? But that's the way cults are. If you know something, then you can't be a follower. You got to be a blind follower. So everything that I learned, and I would be in church like, excuse me, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember as a kid, and they brought that initiative. They was like, nope, that is not what that means. I said, no, I was. And they said, nope, that means this and that and that. They taught you all wrong. You have to go through the process all over again. And I was like, excuse me, y'all. Let me tell you something. If you don't know nothing about cults, I am not going to do that process again. You ain't stepping on me. They talk about gangs. Gangs ain't shit. You ain't doing that to me no more. I'm going to have to do a talk about that on cults. But that's what Juanita Biden is. So she goes around and she's on top and everybody's underneath her. She was talking about going to church, not wearing stockings. She's the vilest of the vile. She's the vilest of the vile because she goes to that doctrine that women are whores. But in cults, they are. There are no counts and they're whores in cults. I can't tell you. I never knew anything when I was in my grandmother's cult. I didn't know nothing. Nothing. We were called liars, 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 liars. I mean, nothing we said was true. Nothing. Nothing. Those elders in the pastor church can touch us. We were teenagers. They could touch us any way they want to. And finally, when it went too far and I said something, it was a shaming for me that you would not believe. It was a shaming that you would not believe. And I understood why nobody else said it. He went through the whole family. And Juanita Bynum, that's what she is. She's a cultress. Cultress. Her thing is to be on the top and put all these rules in and step on everybody underneath her. Nobody will know as much as she knows. No one will have a closer relationship to a superior being than she will. Everybody else is going to fry in hell but her. She's a cultress. And her thing is getting followers to follow her. And I think what clued me into that was this YouTube. I noticed years and years ago, I was like, wow. They said subscribers, but basically it's followers. Okay, fine. I'll be a follower. The difference is on YouTube, a follower can become a leader. You can grow up. You can. In the cult, followers don't become leaders. Leaders have children who become leaders. They have children who become leaders. You don't become a leader. So that's why Juanita Brown is like she is. And then when she had that fit when somebody touched her underwear or something like that. Remember? She had this big stroke out. But anyway, I'm running out of time. But that was basically the wrap up with Juanita Bynum. Yes. So that was TS. And now you understand. Bed-Stuy stories. And I thank y'all for coming. I thank you for coming and hearing me out. I thank you for being thank you for being with me in the morning. I'm trying smoothly. I'm trying to smoothly.
Power on. Bluetooth ready to pair. Bluetooth connected.
Okay. How smooth was that? How smooth was that? Oh, thank you. And okay, I have one person that comes on and he asked me about my morning walk, and he said he didn't understand English, so I told him that's when we talked about the walking stuff. But I'm light as a feather. So after a year of walking, wow. I can wait to put my mint in. Well, I'm going to try to be back Sunday. But Sunday morning, we open the safe. Yay! What's in the safe? We don't know. We'll find out on Sunday. Kwanzaa, the start of the Kwanzaa. Umoja. Thank you for your support. Hit the subscribe button. I was supposed to say that all the way through. Please subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like thumbs up. So that's Bed-Stuy Brownstone Stories. Thank you for tuning in. And happy holidays. And I'll see you on Sunday.